Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashutarashata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashutarashata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashutarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorksharas Babaji Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Rupa Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Madhvācārya ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Thiruvav Titi ki jai. Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Tīrtha Goswami Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol Ganga Mataji and Gargaraj ji. Jai Shri Krishna. So today is the auspicious disappearance day of Shri Madhvācārya. And today I haven't done anything. I haven't read anything. So I thought it'd be nice to read something here. Hari Bol Surevi Didi. Dandavat Pranams. So I'm going to read from this book. I've never read it before. This is my first time I'm seeing it. But this is a book by Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Tīrtha Goswami Maharaj called Sages, Saints, and Kings of Ancient India. Yeah, you see there's two books. I'll show you. So there's this book, which, Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Tīrtha Goswami Maharaj goes through all of Mahaprabhu's associates and our whole Guru Parampara, all the great personalities all the way till recent times. And then, so that's this book, Shri Chaitanya and his associates, and then there's this book, which Sages, Saints, and Kings of Ancient India. So these are all the personalities that were before Mahaprabhu's time. And, personalities in different Puranas and Srimad Bhagavatam, in Mahabharata, like that. So, yeah, at the end of this book, it goes through Madhvācārya and Ramanujacārya. I just now quickly took pictures of it. I took pictures of it on my phone so that you could read along with me. Let me just share my screen. I'm just checking the audio is okay. Audio is working okay. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so let's read it. Here it is. Shri Madhvācārya. Shri Madhvācārya's place of birth is, how do you say that? Pājakakshetra in the village of Udupi, which is north of Mangalore, one of the major cities in South Karnataka. Karnataka district is on the western side of the Sahyadri mountain range in South India. And that's from Śrīla Prabhupada. There's a footnote here. Okay, Śrīla Prabhupada refers to Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. Every time I see Prabhupada, it means Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Shripad Madhvācārya took his birth near Udupi, which is situated in the South Kannada district of South India, just west of Sahyadri. This is the chief city of the South Kannada province and is near the city of Mangalore, which is situated to the south of Udupi. Near the city of Udupi is a place called Pājakakshetra, where Madhvācārya appeared in a Shivali Brahman dynasty as the son of Madhya Bhatta in the year 1040 Shakabda, and that's AD 1118. Sorry. According to some, he was born in the year 1160 Shakabda. That's AD 1238. This is from Śrīla Prabhupada. Udupi city is located about 36 miles north of Mangalore in the South Karnataka district, and about 3 miles away from the shore of the Arabian Ocean towards the east. About 8 miles toward the southeast corner of Udupi, a mountain named Vimanagiri is situated on the banks of river Papanashini. The birthplace of Sri Madhvācārya, Pajakakshetra, is situated about a mile to the east of Vimanagiri mountain. River Papanashini is combined with river Udyavara. That's from the History and Significance of Gaudiya Darshan. Udupi, which is situated on the banks of river Papanashini, is about 37 miles away from Mangalore of Trivancore Kingdom in South India. That's from the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan. He is the son of Sri Madhiji Bhatta, who hailed from Tuluva in South India. That's from the encyclopedia. His birthplace is Tuluva in South India. It's the New Bengali Dictionary by Ashutosh Dev. Year of appearance and family. So 1040 Shakabda, or as per others, 1160 Shakabda. In Gaudiya Darshan, it says that he was born 1238 AD. And Encyclopedia says 1121. So difference of opinions when he appeared. Sri Madhvācārya appeared on the Tithi of Sri Ramachandra's Vijaya Utsav in a Shivali Brahman family. His father was Sri Madhvageha Bhatta, and his mother was Sri Veda Vidya. His father named him Sri Vasudev. That's Śrīla Prabhupada. His father's name was Sri Madhvageha Narayan Bhatta, and his mother's was Sri Vedavati. That's Gaudiya Vaishnava Darshan. Wow, this is like really just finding all. His father's name was Sri Madhiji Bhatta. His father named him Sri Vasudevacharya. That's from the encyclopedia. His father's name was Sri Madhiji Bhatta. That's from the New Bengali Dictionary, Ashutosh Dev. Pranam Mantra. Regarding the most prevalent Pranam Mantra in the lineage of Sriman Madhvācārya, most revered Sri Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, who is the chief editor of the monthly magazine Sri Chaitanya Vani, wrote the following. Shrimad Hanumar Bhima Madhvantargatarama Krishna Veda Vyasatmaka Lakshmi Haya Grivaya Namaha. Sri Madhvācārya is an avatar of Sri Hanuman of Treta Yuga and Sri Bhima of Dwapara Yuga. The Vishaya Vigrahas, the worshipable forms of God, Sri Ram and Sri Krishna, are included in the Ashray Vigrahas, the worshipper forms of God, Sri Hanuman and Sri Bhima, respectively. Lord Vyasadeva, an avatar of the Supreme Lord, is the Vishaya Vigraha of Sri Madhva. Hence, offerings are made to Sri Lakshmi Hayagriva, who is the protector of the Vedas and none different from Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, and Sri Vedavyas. Wow, that's really interesting, huh? Sri Ram and Krishna are included within Ashra Vigrahas. Okay. Childhood pastimes. Let me just check everything's running okay. Hari Bol, Pradumna Prabhu, and Mantramurti Mataji, Shasharmaji, and Champak Didi. Hari Bol, everybody. Yes, he's Hanuman. Hanuman and what is it? Bhim. Hanuman and Bhima. Shivas actually published something about this. I think that was the first article on his Big Drum website. Let's just see. bigdrum.us. Madhvācārya special edition. I read from this before. Madhva Nuni. Anyways, this is something to read, Pradyumna Prabhu, if you're interested to find out more about who he is. Maybe we could read this afterwards if it's not too late. But anyways, let's get back to this. Childhood pastimes. Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Thakur has narrated the following divine events that occurred during the childhood and adolescence of Sri Madhvācārya. Sri Madhvācārya was known as Vasudeva in his childhood. Many supernatural incidents took place during that time. On one occasion, as a young child, he returned alone from Udupi to Pajakakshetra. In another instance, when his mother was not present at home, he ate a large tank of husk, which is feed for cattle, in front of his elder sister. Another time, he was found swinging at the back of a wild bull after tying himself to the bull's tail. In yet another incident, when a moneylender obstinately demanded an immediate payment from his father, he transformed a tamarind seed into a coin and cleared his father's debt. In his adolescence, he went missing during a festival in the village Mediyudu and was later found in the Ananteshwar temple in Udupi. He also baffled a Brahmin named Shiva in a village named Niyamapalli. Shiva was the sacred thread ceremony, the Upanaya Sanskar, at the age of 5. Wow, so young. A demon named Maniman, mentioned in Mahabharata, was residing as a piece of the ceremony. With the big toe of his left foot, Vasudeva, that's Madhvācārya, soon after his thread ceremony, killed the snake. Seeing his mother perturbed, he leapt before her. At such a young age, he exhibited great competency. In learning and education. He accepted sannyas, the renounced order of life, from Sri Achyuta Priksha at the age of 12, despite his father's total disapproval, and became known as Sri Purnapragya Tīrtha. Wow. When he was 12, he became a sannyasi, and his name was Purnapragya Tīrtha at that age. After touring various places in South India, he had a debate with Sri Vidyashankar, the leader of Shringi Math at that time. Sri Vidyashankar's exalted position was humbled by Sri Madhva. In Encyclopedia, the events of Sri Madhva's life are described further. In Sri Madhvācārya Vijay and other literatures of that lineage, written by Sri Narayan Pandit, it is mentioned. Okay, so this is from Madhvācārya Vijay, written by Sri Narayan Pandit. Being ordered by Sri established Dharma, the wind god, Vayu, appeared as the famous Madhvācārya. As a child, he studied at Ananteshwar Math. At the age of 9, he took Diksha initiation from Sri Achyuta Priksha Acharya, also known as Sri Shuddhananda, who belonged to the Sanat family lineage. His given Diksha name was Shnapragya. His renunciation rose to new heights after taking Diksha when he was 11 years old. After leaving family life, he became known by names such as Ananda Tīrtha, Ananda Jnana, Jnanananda, Anandagiri, etc. At the age of 12, he took sannyas from Sri Achyuta Priksha without the knowledge of his... Okay, so here it says he took the age of 12. Anyways, not a big difference. His sannyas name was Sri Purnapragya Tīrtha. After his... how do you say that? I don't even know what that word means. After his investiture ceremony, he was known as Ananda Tīrtha. And after he exhibited the pastimes of an acharya, and became known as Sri Madhvācārya. That's from the book called The History and Significance of Gaudiya Darshan. checking the comments again. One sec. Okay. Vyasadeva blesses Madhva. It can be seen in the literatures of the Madhva lineage that Sri Madhvācārya had a divine vision, darshan, and received the blessings of Śrīla Vyasadeva at Sri Badarikashram. Later, by his order, Madhvācārya wrote, Vyasadeva's order, Madhvācārya wrote the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, commentary on the Brahma Sutras. He wrote 3 commentaries on Vedanta. So these are the 3 commentaries on Vedanta that he wrote. 1. Srimad Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, or Sutra Bhashyam, a vast commentary in which other philosophical opinions are not refuted, but by means of the evidence of Shruti and Smriti, the Siddhanta and the Samgati, the scriptural conclusions and the reconciliation are demonstrated. Then there's the Anuvyakyanam, or the Anubhashyam. This is a compilation in the form of verses refuting other philosophical conclusions. It's refuting other philosophical conclusions and establishing his own. And then there's the Anubhashyam, which is a brief commentary on each adhikaran, each subdivision or specific topic of Vedanta, and it's presented in the form of verses. So these are his 3 commentaries on Vedanta that he wrote. The Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, the Anuvyakyanam, Anubhashyam. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur has written in his Anubhashya, in his purport, that Sri Madhvācārya went to Badarik along with a sannyasi named Satya Tīrtha, where he took the approval of Sri Vyasadeva after the latter listens to the commentary on Gita, the Gita Bhashya from him. In a very short period, he learned a variety of subjects from Sri Vyasadeva. While returning from Badarikashram to Ananda Math, he completed the Sutra Bhashyam and Satya Tīrtha transcribed it. From Badarikashram, Madhvācārya went to Godavari in Ganjam district, where he met the 2 scholars Sri Shobhan Bhatta and Sri Swami Shastri. Became Sri Padmanabha Tīrtha and Sri Narahari Tīrtha respectively, of the Madhva lineage. Oh, and that's in the Guru Parampara song that we sing. Right? Sri Padmanabha Gati, Dri Hari Madhava Vangshi, Akshara Baba. Right? Those are the 2 personalities. The Bala Krishna Diti. One day, after reaching Udupi while on his way to the sea to bathe, he compiled 5 chapters of stotrams, prayers to the Lord. Wait, on his way to the sea to bathe, he compiled the 5 chapters of stotrams? While sitting on the sand, deeply immersed in remembrance of Sri Krishna, he saw a ship sinking in the sea, which was loaded with sellable paraphernalia en route from Dwarka. Is that the right? I don't actually know that word. Sellable? No, it's salable. Salable. I don't know what that means. Whatever. As soon as he displayed some mudras, some signs or gestures, in order to make it float, the ship reached the shore safely. When the passengers of the boat requested him to accept something in return, he only agreed to accept some gopi chandan lying on the boat. He took a huge portion of gopi chandan, but while returning from the ocean, it broke. It broke at a place called Badabandeshwar, and a beautiful deity of Bala Krishna, little Krishna, baby Krishna, was found inside. In one hand, Bala Krishna holds a churning rod for curd, and in the other, a rope used for churning. As soon as he obtains the Krishna deity, he completed the remaining 7 chapters of Dvadasha Stotram, 12 prayers to Lord Krishna. Oh, I sang that with Srivas one time. Srivas had me sing this. It's really beautiful stotram. I think Srivas might have translated it even. I don't know. He's really into it though. The Krishna deity was so heavy that 30 powerful men could not lift it. But Madhvācārya, the avatar of Vayu, Hanuman, and Bhima, picked it up single-handedly and brought it to the Mat in Udupi. His 8 prominent sannyasi disciples were the in-charges of the 8 mats there. In Vrindavan, the 8 principal gopis serve Sri Krishna. So in a like manner, the service of Bal Krishna was performed by Madhvācārya himself, and later, his followers, who were the in-charges of the North Radhi Mat, performed the service with the help of those 8 sannyasis. Even today, this tradition is followed. Cool. Wow, this is long. Okay. It can be known from the description of the encyclopedia. In Madhva Vijay, it is written that Sri Madhvācārya compiled Gita Bhashyam and gifted that book to Sri Vedavyas and Sri Badarikashram. Being pleased, Vyasadeva gave Shalagram Shilas. Madhvācārya later installed them in the Subramanya, right? Subramanya, Udupi, and Madhyatala mats. Apart from the Shalagrams, he also installed the deity of Krishna in Udupi. There is also the narration with respect to the establishment of the Krishna deity in Udupi. So now we're going to hear the same story, but from the encyclopedia. A merchant's boat suddenly sank in the sea at Tuluva while on its way to Malabar from Dwarka. In that boat, there was a deity of Krishna covered by Gopi Chandan. When Madhvācārya came to know this by his divine vision, he lifted the deity and installed him in Udupi. Since that time, Udupi has become the main place of pilgrimage for the followers of Madhvācārya. He stayed in Udupi for some time and compiled 37 primary literatures and many commentaries, many bhashyas. The refuter of Mayavad philosophy. Sri Madhvācārya refuted the Mayavad school of thought, Tattvavad, the devotional doctrine of transcendental reality. Hence, his lineage became very renowned by that name, Tattvavadis, right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it talks about how Mahaprabhu defeated the Tattvavadis in an argument. So Sri Madhvācārya is the third avatar of the wind god, Vayu, after Sri Hanuman and Sri Bhima. For this reason, Sri Madhvācārya is a very mighty person with inconceivable power. And a book describing his holy life that prove his supramundane power are described. Several such instances have already been presented in various portions of this work. One such transcendental incident heard from the most revered Vaishnavas is related as follows. One time, Sri Madhvācārya told his father, Madhyageha Sri Narayan Bhatta, that he would refute the Mayavad philosophy of Sri Shankaracharya. Listening to his insolent statement, his father was skeptical and told him, Sri Shankaracharya's philosophy is widely spread and respected throughout India. I do not think there is any capable person who can refute his philosophy. I consider your achieving this task as impossible as a staff in my hand becoming a tree and bearing fruits. After listening to his father's words, Sri Madhvācārya addressed him. My dear father, if I transform your staff into a tree and make it bear fruits, then will you believe? After saying this, the powerful Madhvācārya took the stick from his father's hands, implanted it in the ground with great force, and said, O stick, if I can refute the Mayavad philosophy, then immediately transform into a tree and produce fruits. That very moment, the stick became a tree and produced very sweet fruits. Sri Madhvācārya gave the fruits to his father and others. Seeing such an uncommon incident, his father could understand that his son was not an ordinary child, that he would become a greatly elevated soul, gifted with transcendental power. He now believed that through him, the Mayavad philosophy would be refuted. It did, in fact, come to pass that Madhvācārya wrote the Mayavada Shatadushani, in which he exposed hundreds of defects in the Mayavad philosophy. Sri Madhvācārya, like Sri Hanuman, could become heavier and lighter at will. One time, a mighty person named Karanjaya, who possessed the strength equal to that of 30 persons, He possessed the strength equal to that of 30 persons put together, but he could not lift the big toe of Madhva's foot, which was pressed firmly to the ground. In another instance, he assumed a light body and sat on the shoulders of a child without the child feeling his weight. Also, in his childhood, he transformed the seeds of a tamarind into gold coins and cleared his father's debt. Just checking the comments. Okay, you're just making notes, right, for Jumnapu? Interesting. Okay, literary works of Sri Madhva. Most revered Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj mentioned the reason for Srila Madhvacārya's father's name becoming Madhya Geha Narayan Bhatta. Out of the 120 brahmanas brought by King Ramabhoja, those who constructed their houses in the center of the village in Pajaka Kshetra and resided there were known as Madhya Geha. Madhya Geha Narayan Bhatta came to know through a celestial voice that his son was Ashudev, an avatar of the wind god, and that he was a great devotee of Lord Vasudev. Hence, he named his son Vasudev. Sri Madhvacārya compiled 38 main scriptures, including many commentaries, many bhashyas. The main scriptures compiled by him are 1. Gita Bhashya, 2. Brahmasutra Bhashya, 3. Anu Bhashya, 4. Anu Vyakhyan, 5. Pramana Lakshana, 6. Katha Lakshana, 7. Upadi Khanda, 8. Mayavada Khandana, 9. Prapancha Mithyatvanumana Khandana, 10. Tattva Sankhyanā, 11. Tattva Vivek. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a book called Tattva Vivek. 12. Tattva Dyota. 13. Karma Nirnay. 14. Srimad Vishnu Tattva Vinirnaya. 15. Rig Bhashya. 16. Aitreya Bhashya. 17. Brihad Aranyaka Bhashya. 18. Chandogya. 19. Taittiriya Upanishad Bhashya. 20. Isha Vasya Upanishad Bhashya. 21. Kattopan Bhashya. 22. Atharvana Upanishad Bhashya. 23. Mandukya Upanishad Bhashya. 24. Shat Prashno Upanishad Bhashya. Oh my god, this goes on for a long time. Can I just skip this? It's probably good. It's auspicious to hear the names of all these. Yeah, let's just continue. Sorry about that, guys. 18 Chandogya Bhashya, 19 Taittiriya Upanishad Bhashya, 20 Isha Vasya Upanishad Bhashya, 21 Katto Upanishad Bhashya, 22 Atharvana Upanishad Bhashya, 23 Mandukya Upanishad Bhashya, 24 I already read these, sorry. 25 Talavakara Upanishad Bhashya, 26 Srimad Bhagavad Gita Tatparya Nirnay, 27 Sriman Nyaya Vivaran, 28 Narasingha Nakastotra, Shiva's trans Narasingha Nakastotra, 29 Yamaka Bharata, 30 Dwarasha Stotra, 31 Shika Maharnava, 32 Tantra Sara Sangraha, 33 Sadachar Smriti, 34 Srimad Bhagavat Tatparya, 35 Sriman Mahabharat Tatparya Nirnay, 36 Yati Pranavakalpa, 37 Jayanti Nirnay, 38 Shri Krishna Stuti. Wow, so many. 38 scriptures. Players of the Sri Madhva Tattvavad Sampradaya term their main mat in Udupi as Uttaradi Mat. The names of the 8 mats and their respective in-charges in Udupi are 1. Shode Mat, Tīrtha. 2. Krishnapur Mat, Janardhan Tīrtha. 3. Kaniyur Mat, Tīrtha. 4. Admar Mat, Narasingha Tīrtha. 5. I don't know how you say this word, but Putige Mat, or is it Putige Mat? Upendra Tīrtha. 6. Shirur Mat, Ramatirtha. 7. Palimar Mat, Rishikesh Tirtha. And 8. Pejavar Mat, Akshobhya Tirtha. So those are the acharyas of all the mats. the 8 mats. The Guru Parampara of the Sri Madhva lineage is 1. Hamsa Paramatma, 2. Chaturmukh Brahma, 3. Chaturstan, that's the 4 Kumaras, 4. Durvasa, 5. Jnananidhi, 6. Garuda Vahana, 7. Kaivalya Tīrtha, 8. Jnanesha Tīrtha, 9. Paratirtha, 10. Satya Pragya Tīrtha, 11. Pragya Tīrtha, 12. Achyuta Prekshacharya Tīrtha, 13. Sri Madhvācārya. That's interesting. Anyways. Okay, now we're reading Śrīla Prabhupada and Sri Madhva. Oh my god. It went down to 3 people. Sorry, this is a little bit, yeah. Okay, Śrīla Prabhupada and Sri Madhva. On the appearance day of Sri Madhvācārya, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Thakur offered prayers to him as follows. Ananda Tīrtha Nama Sukhamay Dhama Yatir Jiyat Sangsara Anarvataranim Yamiha Jana Kirtayanti Buddha. I bow down to that Ananda Tīrtha named Sri Madhva Muni with great respect. All victory to him. The learned glorify him as being like a boat to cross over the ocean of material existence. That Yatiraj, that chief among those in the renounced order, is an abode of bliss. One second. All Gaudiya Vaishnavas of Bengal. I just want to check to see everything's okay. Okay, cool. So all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas of Bengal who are followers of Srimad Mahaprabhu are also followers of Sri Madhvācārya or Madhva Muni. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the 18th, and Sri Advaita Prabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu are the 17th in the preceptorial channel after Sri Ananda Tirtha or Sri Purna Pragya. So in the line of Madhvācārya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the 18th, and Advaita Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are the 17th in the disciplication. Oops, sorry, one second. The 3 lords have accepted Sri Madhva Muni in their preceptorial channel. Preceptorial channel is another way, is the proper way actually of saying the disciplic succession. Sri Madhva Muni was born in North Kerala, present-day Karnataka. He reformed Panchopasana, the worship of the 5 gods, Surya, Ganesh, Durga, Shiva, and Vishnu in India. And he propagated the worship of Sri Vishnu as the sole duty of everyone. Before his appearance, Sri Shankaracharya, the Acharya of the Mayavad philosophy and the son of Shiva Guru, had established the Arya, the Vedic Dharma, with much effort. Later, Sri Madhva Muni re-established fidelity and service to Lord Vishnu as the essence of Arya Dharma. By a certain fingers, Sri Madhva Muni demonstrated to the living entities that the basis of theism is eternal servitorship to the Supreme Lord. There is no separate resort for the living entities other than devotion to the Supreme Lord. Of Sri Madhvācārya consider the demigods to be devotees of Sri Vishnu. They worship Vishnu and with the prasad of Vishnu, the demigods are worshipped. In the northern part of Udupi, a Vishnu Shila kept above Lord Shiva is worshipped. There is also a deity of Lord Shiva under the hands of Sri Ananta Padmanabha. Though the worship of demigods and forefathers is not completely rejected in the lineage of Sri Madhva, they are not in favor of propagating material reconciliation of the name Upasana. That's Srila Prabhupada's Vaktirthavali, Part 1. Sri Madhvācārya manifested his disappearance pastime at the age of 79 on Maghi Shukla Navami, the 9th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Magh, that's January, February, that's today, while explaining the purport of Aitareya Upanishad to his disciples. Sriman Madhvācārya's school of thought. the Acharya of the Tattvavadi Sampradaya, have described the doctrines of Sriman Madhvācārya in the following shloka. I don't know what the meter is for this, but whatever. Sriman Madhva Mate Hari Paramatma Satam Jagat Tattvato Bhedo Jivagana Harer Anuchara Nicha Ucha Bhavam Gata Muktir Naija Sukam Anubhutir Amala Bhaktish Tat Sadhana Mokshadi Tritiyam Pramanam Akila Amnayika Vedyo Hari. As per Sri Madhvācārya. So these are his, what is this? These are Sri Madhvācārya's main teachings, I guess. Shri Hari or Shri Vishnu is the ultimate reality. This world is real. The difference between the Lord, living entities, and matter is eternal. The living entities are the servants of Shri Hari. The higher and lower states of consciousness of living entities exist eternally as per the difference in their competency. Moksha, or salvation, is of one's true nature, which is the permanent state of being blissful. Pure devotion is the only means to attain salvation. Pratyaksha, direct sense perception, anuman, inference from observation, and shabda, knowledge via revealed scriptures. These three are the principal means of testimony. Shri Hari is the only truth to be known in all the Vedas and other sacred literatures. Yeah, so these are his core teachings. Dr. Nagaraj Sharma, in his treatise The Philosophy of Madhva Dvaita Vedanta, indicated that the above shloka was written by Sri Vyasaraj, the compiler of Nyayamrita. The Gaudiya Vedantacharya Sri Baladev Vijabhushan Prabhu wrote a similar verse in his Prameya Ratnavali, describing the doctrines of Sri Madhva briefly. Sri Madhva Praha Vishnu Paramatmanam Akilam Naya Vedyancha Vishwam Satyam Vedancha Jivam Hari Jushash Taratamyancha Tesham Moksham Vishwangri Labham Taramala Bhajanam Tasya Hetum Pramanam Pratyakshadi Trayanchetyupadshati Harir Krishna Chaitanya Chandraha. Sri Madhvācārya said, okay, so these are, we're going through the teachings again. Sri Vishnu is the ultimate truth. He is to be known through the Vedas and revealed scriptures. The world is real. The living entities are separate from Vishnu. The living entities are the servants of Lord Hari's lotus feet. There is distinction among the living beings. Salvation is the attainment of the lotus feet of Sri Vishnu. Pure devotion to Sri Vishnu is the only way to attain salvation. Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda are the principal means of evidence. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra, who is non-different from Lord Sri Hari, presented the same teachings. So that was by Baladev Vijabhushan. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Chapter 9, presents an account of Sriman Mahaprabhu's philosophical discussion with the followers of Sri Madhvācārya, revealing that, as per the Tattvavadi Sampradaya, the worship of Sri Krishna by dedicating the fruits of Varnashram Dharma to him is the best devotional practice. By doing so, one attains one's highest objective, that is, the 5 types of liberation, living, and that's Salokya, Shastri, Samipya, Sarupya, all those. Living on the same planet as Lord Vishnu, having the same opulence of Lord Vishnu, being a personal associate of Lord Vishnu, having the same bodily features as Lord Vishnu, as well as oneness with Lord Vishnu. So, by dedicating, by worshiping Krishna, by dedicating the fruits of Varnashram Dharma to him, one attains these 5 kinds of liberation and attains Vaikuntha Dham. And in reply to this, Sriman Mahaprabhu said, as per the scriptures, Shravan and Kirtan, hearing and chanting the glories of Sri Krishna, are the highest devotional practices, and by performing them, one attains one's highest object of worship, loving devotion to Sri Krishna. In his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya commentary, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, by dedication of the results of fruit of actions, by dedicating one's karma, one's consciousness is purified. So that's by nishkam karma. By purified consciousness combined on the strength of sadhu sangha, saintly association, one attains firm faith in one-pointed devotion to Sri Krishna. After the manifestation of firm faith, sadhan bhakti, devotional practice in the form of shravan, kirtan, etc. begins. After this, loving devotion will manifest to the extent that anarthas, all one's unwanted obstructions, are destroyed. The purport is that by following karma and dedication of the fruits of karma, there is no guarantee that Krishna bhakti will manifest, as it is dependent on the manifestation of shraddha, firm faith, one of the symptoms of sharanagati, surrender, which develops in the association of devotees. So nishkam karma yoga, that's not going to give us Krishna bhakti. Prabhu kohe karmi gyani dui bhakti hina, tomar sampradaye dekhi she dui chinha, sabe ek guna dekhi tomara sampradaye, satya vigraha ishvare koroho nishchay. That's from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 9 verses 276 to 277. Sriman Mahaprabhu said, O Tattvavadi Acharyas, the doctrines of your sampradaya are almost against pure devotion. Nevertheless, one great virtue that can be appreciated is that you accept the Lord and his deity form as eternal truth. My Param Gurudev, Sri Madhavendra Puri, accepted the Sri Madhva Sampradaya upon observation of this principal doctrine. That's from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I didn't say Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually. Oh, that was his translation, I guess, of those verses. From this, it can be understood that although Sri Madhavendra Puri took diksha from a sannyas of the Puri order at first, upon seeing that in the Sri Madhva Sampradaya, the eternal cognizant Satchidananda form of the Lord endowed with spiritual qualities and transcendental variegatedness is accepted. So he took shelter of Sri Lakshmipati Tīrtha and accepted the Sri Madhva lineage. That is why our Sampradaya is known as the Sri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. That was Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Sri Madhva's school of thought is known as Dvaitavad, the doctrine of dualism. This school is also known by other names, such as Swatantra Aswatantavad, Swabhavika Bhedavad, Kevala Bhedavad, and Tattvavad. Swatantra and Aswatantra indicate that there is an eternal distinction between the fully independent and the dependent living entities, the jivas. There are 5 categories of distinction. So here are the 5 categories of distinction. There's a distinction between the living entity and the Lord, between a living entity and another living entity, between the Lord and matter, between the living entity and matter, and between matter and matter. These distinctions are eternally existent from time immemorial. And you see every picture that we see of Madhvācārya, he's holding up 2 fingers. There's difference, there's 2. It's not the same. He pushed that point so strongly. That's why his philosophy is called Dvaitavad, right? It's the opposite of Advaitavad. Differences between the Sri Shankaracharya and Sri Madhvācārya schools of thought. We're nearly at the end. I think this is the last page. No, yeah. We're this is only not even a full page left. So these are the differences between Sri Shankaracharya and Sri Madhvācārya schools of thought. 1. Sri Shankar did not accept the concept of duality. According to him, Nirguna Brahman, the absolute spirit without attributes, is the eternal truth, And Saguna Brahman, the absolute spirit with attributes, is false. That's according to Shankaracharya. Sri Madhva accepted duality on the basis of the Sattvantra, the Swatantra, the independent, and the Paratantra, the dependent principles. The difference between the Swatantra Lord, the independent Lord, and the Paratantra entities, the dependent living entities, is real, and it's eternal, and it's beginningless. There's eternal difference between the Swatantra Lord and the Paratantra living entities, independent Lord and the dependent living entities. 2. According to Sri Shankar, the jiva is a false identification due to ignorance and deluded Brahman. So thinking the concept of there being a jiva is just a false identification due to ignorance and being deluded from the absolute truth. In reality, there is no separate existence of the jivas except for their misidentification due to bewilderment. So that's Shankaracharya's philosophy, Mayavad philosophy. According to Sri Madhva, the jiva is a conscious dependent entity, a separate potency of Brahman, and eternally different from Brahman. The jivas are real, everlasting, and atomic. Okay, so now here's the third. According to Sri Shankar, the world is an illusion, and its existence is not factual, but imaginary. According to Sri Madhva, the world is ontologically different from Brahman. It is real. It is a conscious creation of the Lord, and it is under the control of Vishnu and perpetual. So here's a fourth difference between Shankaracharya and Madhvācārya. According to Sri Shankar, Tattvam Asi, comprising the words Tat, that, Tvam, thou, which have a common receptacle, indicates the complete oneness of Brahman and the Jiva. Madhva Muni did not accept Tat Tvam Asi as the principal Vedic aphorism. According to him, Sa Atma Tattvamasi, Sa Atma Atatvamasi. The Jiva and the Lord are different. He said that in the Chandogya Upanishad, the Atatvamasi term is repeated 9 times to Shvetaketu, the son of a Muni, along with examples indicating the distinction between the Jivatma and the Paramatma. Atatvamasi can also be found in the Sama Samhita. A detailed commentary on Sa Atma Tattvamasi can be seen in the Nyayamrita. Sri Gauda Purnananda, the compiler of Tattva Muktavali and a disciple of Sri Narayan Bhatta, who in turn is a follower of Sri Madhva's school of thought, explains that Tasya Tattvamasi means you are him, that is, you are the servant of Paramatma, or that you are for him. That's from the History and Significance of Gaudiya Darshan. Madhva, also called Ananda Tīrtha or Purna Pragya, and it says BC 1199. I don't understand this. Anyways. So, Madhva, also called Ananda Tīrtha or Purna Pragya, Hindu philosopher, exponent of Dvaita, dualism or belief of Deva. His followers are called Madhvas. Interesting. Okay, I didn't understand that paragraph. Anyways, born into a Brahmin family, his life in many respects parallels the life of Jesus Christ. Miracles attributed to Christ in the New Testament were also attributed to Madhva. Interesting. Okay, this is the last paragraph. Set out to refute the non-dualistic Advaita philosophy of Shankar, who believed the individual self to be a phenomenon and the absolute spirit, Brahman, the only reality. That's from the Encyclopedia Britannica, Volume 7, page 654. Okay. Shri Madhvācārya ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharva Giri Dhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashutara Shata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shila Bhakti Vigyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nugariya Guru Varga ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dashagunath Shradha Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se Koho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal Gaura Mandal Braja Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki Jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Shri Madhvācārya ki Jai. Tudhiya Shubha Thirubhav Titi ki Jai. Anant Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tīrtha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Kesha Vashvacha. Krishna Bhakti Prata Devi Satyavataya Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha. Kripa Sindhubhyaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams everybody. Wow, so many notes, Pradyumna Prabhu. I'll have to take a look at this after. There's a lot that you wrote here. Wow, you've been really studying this topic, huh? It's really cool. Haribol Sudevi Didi. Hare Krishna. Oh, and your mom, Mantramurti Mataji, wants to know how the weather is here. Yeah, it's really warm here. I don't even need to be wearing this jacket. It's not, I'm just wearing it for the heck of it, for the hell of it. But during the daytime is even a little bit hot, and it's January. It's pretty complete opposite weather of Vrindavan. Vrindavan's freezing. I heard on Vasant Panchami day, the full day was completely overcast and it was freezing on Vasant Panchami, and here it was hot. So like total opposite weather in both places, in both dhams. All right, Haribol Pradyumna Prabhu, Jai Shri Radhe. See you all tomorrow for our reading Srimad Bhagavatam. What are we reading tomorrow? I forgot what the topic is in the Bhagavatam reading. Anyways, see you tomorrow for Srimad Bhagavatam, and maybe in the evening time I'll read about Ramanujacharya. Haribol, Sajjan Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. Okay, so you're still awake. I'm going to call you right now. Haribol, everybody.